AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Yeah. Been off a couple of days, been doing some things, but you know who I be. Come on, man. Come on, man. And you know what this be?
Knicks Rehab.
Knicks Rehab back in the building. We back in the building. All my people's in here. Marty Wren was in here early. He sees the thumbnail. Ayton would be a perfect fit. We'll get to that in a second. GH to, I'm going to say GH to the Izzo. The Ghost. Appreciate you, my brother. Danny Berry. Come on, man. In the building. Boy, they got Wi-Fi. Big Bogey. Big Bogey in the building. You kidding me? We hear the, I know y'all can't hear, but I can hear it.
Ball suckers.
Yo, StreamYard, I'm trying to play me, StreamYard.
Ball suckers.
Yeah.
You
always trying to shortchange my drop, man. You know, from the beginning, StreamYard, stop trying to play me. Darlene Bryant, salute to you, Darlene. Hope I said your name right, too, by the way, because, you know, Darlene. I might say it wrong. First time seeing it.
We got a young lady in the building. We need more females. That's right. I'm tired of talking to you fellas, man. AllBall in the building. Where my drop at, bro?
Oh, you didn't hear it?
Ball suckers.
Whole world, man.
Nah. I played it 3 times.
I still don't hear it, so I don't know what's going on. What's good, though?
Chilling. You still don't hear that?
Nah, I don't
Wow.
hear nothing.
Yo, you know what? See if you could go to your settings and then go to audio, because I don't think you're on your you're not on your headphones.
I am on my headphones.
I know you have them on, but if you go to your settings, press settings.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I ain't worried about the drop. As long as the people can hear me, I'm good. I'll figure that out next time.
Nah, rather when it's on the, I could tell when you're not on your mic audio.
So go to the settings and do what?
It should say audio.
When I go to sounds.
Nah, it's the settings of StreamYard.
Oh. See, more settings, audio. Everything is checked. Microphone.
It says microphone. How you say iPhone microphone?
Yeah.
There's no. If you tap that, there's not an option.
It says headset microphone also.
Yeah. Take that one. That's the one.
All right. So now, go ahead, do it now. Let's see.
Oh, you sound 10 times better than me. Darlene said, "Yeah, that's right. I know that's right." That white dude from the Jazz is like a real good fit. Knicks 100. What's going on, baby?
Hold on. Darlene says she's a diehard Knicks fan. You're on the right page, young lady. Big shout out to you. Like I said, we need a lot more females, a lot more diehard Knicks fan females, man. Tired of talking to you fellas, you know. But big shout out, Darlene. Big shout out everybody in the building. Let me hear the drop now. Let's see.
Ball suckers.
Yep.
Now,
So you probably when you go to audio and go to speaker, you change it to the same thing, headphones.
Hold on. Audio. Automatic adjust mic volume. Okay, what you said now do what?
When you're in settings, it should be audio, mic, and speaker. Or it just says mic.
No, when I go to headset microphone, it's only 2 options: headset microphone or iPhone microphone.
Right. What I'm saying, when you clicked on audio, do you see mic and speaker, or you just see mic?
It's just I don't see nothing.
Oh, so it's damn.
It says mic. It says mic. I ain't worried about it. Let's go. I ain't worried about that. So what's good? What we talking about?
Oh, the people could hear it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's all that matters.
let's start off here first, man. Happy birthday to the Badman, Jamaica Badman,
Who?
Patrick Ewing, the most underappreciated superstar in sports history, according to Tommy Beer. Patrick Ewing's 62nd birthday.
Wow. Big shout out Patrick Ewing, man, a Knick legend, 62 years old today.
You know how I feel. The Knicks are built on this guy's back in the 2000s, in my opinion. He carried a whole era, 80s, 90s, and of course, you know, he led the 90s Knicks to this amazing. Did they add the fireworks to that? Oh, because it's a birthday? That's crazy.
Yeah, they probably had to add that.
Jamaica Badman himself. Big Pat. That's right, Darlene. Big Pat in the building. Wish you many more, my brother. We out here in the building. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, boy. Let's get to the thumbnail at hand. You know? You can't even hear my drop. That's so crazy.
Knicks Rehab.
Thought I had it loaded up. So I'll just search for it in 2 seconds. The Blazers, the Portland Trail Blazers are allegedly now going to trade Deandre Ayton in the middle of the season because of their draft pick, Klingon. Man, oh man. That puts a lot of people, starts the rumors, hey, Deandre Ayton to the Knicks. All ball. We have, he's an official rundown from NBA Central. The Portland Trailblazers are expected to eventually trade Deandre Ayton. As per Brett Siegel of the NBA, at some point, the Blazers and Ayton are expected to part ways, sources said, yet the first former overall pick doesn't command a market at this time. What a surprise. He's making about $30 million a year. I'm going to go make sure of that salary. What is your response or reaction to him being available and really him being available to the New York Knicks, if possible?
I mean, got to be very delicate here. You know, he's connected to our peoples. Big shout out Jordan Webster, my fan from Vegas, one of the best at what he does as far as training basketball players. So, I want to be very careful. I would love DeAndre Ayton, but I don't know if he loves basketball. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to come over here and work hard. I don't know if he's going to come over here and play defense. I don't know. I'm scared of DeAndre Ayton. I think he has all the skill to be a good big man. I don't know if he can be a great big man, but I do think he's a starting center in the NBA. But I don't know if he loves the game. And to come to New York to understand the pressure we're going to put on you and the hard work you have to put in, I don't know if he's ready for that. And if he comes over here, he's not coming off the bench. So who are we trading him for? What are we giving up for DeAndre Ayton? Remember, he's not coming off the bench. He's not no backup center. As much as people don't like him or whatever y'all got personal against him, but I would respectfully decline DeAndre Ayton coming to my Knicks. Nah. Like I said, man, I don't, he has to do a lot to make me believe. I'm sorry. So, I would stay away from DeAndre Ayton. I'm sorry. Nah. Wish him luck, though. He definitely needs to get out of Portland. To me, he needs to go to, I think he would be good in Indiana. It's certain places where, he can be good. But to come to our Knicks where you got to practice, you got to play hard, you got to sacrifice, you got to understand, what's at hand. A lot of these guys, they don't care about winning championships. I'm not saying he doesn't because I don't know him personally, but the play on the court and the body language of a lot of these players. So for me, if you're not coming here and the mindset is to win a championship and work hard, and no disrespect to him, but he has to do a lot to make me believe. So no, as bad as we need a center, I don't want to have no parts of Deandre Ayton.
I feel the same way. I gotta get to the point on that one.
Hold on, real quick, and just to respond to Darlene Bryant. Like I said, big shout out to everybody in the chat. See, I think Portland at this point will probably take anything for him. So we will probably be able to keep everybody. Maybe some draft picks. We probably have to give up a player or two, but I don't think we would have to give up Mitch and none of our guys. Portland, I think, is desperate. So for me, it's not who we have to give up. It's when he comes over, how does that make Mitchell Robinson feel? Because Deandre Ayton is not coming off the bench. And once again, how is he going to fit in? Because remember, he come to us, he's what, the fourth option? Behind Brunson, Randall, OG, McCullar. No, so he might be the fifth, sixth option. So yeah, that's not going to work at all. At all. Yeah, I'm not. Nah. That'd be a disaster. Because I think he'll come in and complain and he'll want to get out of there. So I respectfully decline.
I think the most compelling part to him, though, he got 2 years left on his deal. $34 million this season, $35 million next year. The Trailblazers are taking the cap hit of 24%. 24% of anything is crazy. Like they say, your average rent is supposed to be 30% of your income. I mean, he's 24% of the Knicks salary, of the Portland Trailblazers salary cap. And just to make $34 million, that's what we're gonna offer Julius Randle, somewhere around that. We hope he signs for, and he's eligible to sign for way more. And we know how much he's meant to us. We gotta keep it real. Julius Randle has shown way more in the last 5 years than Deandre Ayton has his whole career. And talent-wise, it's arguable who has more talent, but a 7-footer that can move like that, you always usually go with the 7-footer. That's what made them go after, Olajuwon and Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. So, and that's traditional, right? In this day and age, Wemby's out there. I keep talking about this, Joker, Giannis, all these big men, Sengun, potentially it's about to be the big man era. So, but I can't look over the fact. Also, he's a pick and roll player. That's what interested me in Ayton, and also the guy they traded him for, Nurkic. They're both pick and roll guys. So that's very interesting as well. Me? That's interesting as well. But is Ayton better than Hartenstein right now?
Is DeAndre Ayton? Yeah. I'm not listening. Listen, we do not be fooled by Hartenstein's first year with us. Yes, DeAndre Ayton is a better player than Hartenstein. Yes, I'm not going that far. Yes.
I think Hartenstein played his role better here than Ayton would. Because I think Ayton would leave too much on the table, and we would curse him out unless big man is Tibbs is the big man whisperer for real, and he helps this guy because he would be the perfect guy to with that kind of talent. He's the prototypical guy in an era like this where all I need is offensive boards, man. You see what Mitchell Robinson did. You see what Hartenstein did. You see what Achua did. You see what Randall has done. You can do the same thing, Ayton. It'll be interesting to see what Tibbs has said in the past about Ayton. I just, I've never cared for him as a player. I think the Phoenix Suns could have won the finals with him if he showed up a little bit. He disappears too much from me. He's in Portland. He should be a 25 and 15 guy over there. He's way too talented. Way too talented. I don't want to blame Chauncey Billups either. Billups seems like a real dude to me. Every time I hear him talk, he knows the game. he's running the head coach spot like he was the point guard all over again. So for me, it's like, I don't know. Anybody who, like you said, he doesn't love the game. I never had to question if Hartenstein loved the game while he was here. We questioned it with Randall because he was out of his mind a lot of times, but I don't think we question it in terms of playing the game and showing up every game. I think we do that with Ayton.
AllBall suckers.
Excuse me, I'm sorry about that.
We live.
Big Flay. I mean, for one, he's a #1 pick. So, like I said, I don't see him going somewhere where he's going to be the 4th, 5th option. And you know, I understand now about fit. So Hartenstein was a perfect fit for us. I don't know if Ayton is a perfect fit because I don't think he's willing to downgrade his game. Because if he comes over here, he's not going to average 20 plus. How many shots is he going to be able to put up? He's not going to be a primary option. And you're not going to tell a guy that was a #1 pick, we just need you to rebound and defend. So, like I said, as much as I would love that situation to happen, I don't see. Like I said, the verdict's out on him. I need to see him a couple years go hard, because like I said, I don't think he loves the game. I really don't. Like I said, good player, not a great player. Does he have the game to be a great player? I don't know. But like his stocks went all the way down. So I think he's gonna have to build his stocks back up. I don't think there's going to be a lot of suitors for him. I would like him in Miami. There's teams that I think he would fit. I mean, Miami, Indiana. Of course, I wouldn't want that because that's in the Eastern Conference. But I think there's way more teams. Well, not way more, but other teams where he can go and he can do what he got to do. If he comes over here with us, I don't think it'll work. I think we missed our boat. I think we should have picked up Wiseman. I think there's other guys that's much cheaper and would understand their roles more than Deandre Ayton. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds sexy. That's not a big splash. And if you're a real basketball fan and you know the game, that's not the move to make. Nah. I mean, it sounds good, but no, I'm staying away from that.
Shout out to Knicks 100. He said Mark Bryant, our new assistant coach, coached Deandre Ayton. Yo, Flea, AllBall can't hear the drops. I don't know if you can hear the drops, but I played Flea's drop a little bit earlier. Flea, what you think about Deandre Ayton coming to the Knicks, being that he is available now from the Portland Trailblazers?
Oh shit! I didn't even know y'all knew I was here. Good afternoon, everybody. How y'all feeling? What's up?
What up, baby? How you, Flea?
I'm good. Y'all energy is low. I don't like it. Everybody perk up. Niggas ain't get a nap today. What's up? I know you had a long weekend. Get right. We back. What's the problem? Okay. Yeah. Smiles. Okay. Yeah. This is a lot better. God damn. I was snoozing over here. Y'all talking about Ayton? The fuck? Let's get it together.
It's probably
Knicks Rehab.
It's probably because we talking about Ayton.
Yeah.
Real talk. But
That's a fact.
I want to get your opinion on it.
I'm going to say this. He finished the season last year really good, right? He finished the last, I think, 10 to 15 games. He averaged like 25 and 10. Like, he was really good to finish the season last season. Keep him away from Madison Square Garden. I don't want no parts of that dude. Don't bring him nowhere near my basketball team. I don't care how high of a draft pick he was. I don't care what y'all think of him. He is not that good. He's decent at best. At best. He's the #1 pick. Go back and look at that draft. I'm sure if we redraft that draft, he doesn't go #1. I'm almost certain of that.
Luka, Trae Young.
Oh, stop right there. Done. We stop right there. We stop. That's where we stop.
Ooh.
1 and 2. 1, 2. Luka, Trae Young. However you want to do it. But DeAndre Ayton doesn't go #1 if we redraft this draft. So I know we're a little desperate right now, fellas. I know we want a backup center. I know giving Precious the responsibility that we gave Hartenstein last year sounds like a lot. Can Precious do that for us? I don't know. I think I asked Fabian that last time we was here. Can Precious do what Hartenstein did? Fabian said no. OG, do you feel like Precious could do what Hartenstein provided us?
No, because I don't think he's that type of player. No. And I don't think that's fair to put that on him. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
I
I
agree.
think they're two totally different players. So that's why I've been saying, Flea, it's not fair to have Precious as the legit backup center. No, that's not fair to him. He should be the backup 3 or 4. Or
Yes.
4.
Yes.
I don't think that should be his job to be the backup center. That is definitely not fair to him. So to answer your question, no, I don't think Precious can do what Hartenstein did. No.
I mean, look, Monty Williams had a problem with this dude's motor, right? We've seen Deandre Ayton in the finals. Now maybe the stage was a little too big for him. You know what I'm saying? We watched Ayton get 50 putting on his head in a closeout game by Giannis, right? We all saw that. So maybe Ayton is growing. I don't know, but I it's something about his motor. It's something about I heard you just say his love for the game. Like it don't seem like he loved the game. There's guys that we could look at. We look at Ben Simmons, right? We question, does Ben Simmons love the game of basketball or does he just love the lifestyle?
Right.
You know, Ayton runs around here with IG models. So he's a questionable decision maker, right? So I don't know what him coming into a New York Knicks team that has a certain culture, that has a certain way about we do our business. We approach our business as business. I don't need a guy that Thibodeau is gonna have to motivate. He's gonna have to bench this dude to get in his head. Like I need a mature guy to come in and do his job. I know I brought up Hartenstein, but that was the big thing about him. He was really mature. Like we could trust this dude. I don't trust Ayton. So you know that's just my thing.
Can I ask both of y'all a question? Would you trade Mitchell Robinson for Deandre Ayton? Straight up?
I would not.
Fabian?
Nah. The money, Mitch's money, there's a better trade out there. That's what I would fear. People like the Kessler kid, and I just think there's a better trade out there. I'm willing to take a chance on Durant before DeAndre Ayton.
That's the guy, right? That's the guy right there, Fabian. That's the kid right there. If they done with him, please go get him, New York. Go get Jalen Durant.
Yeah, I don't think we need, like I said, DeAndre Ayton would be a sexy name. But to be honest, I don't think we need DeAndre Ayton. We need a guy that's going to come in and do what needs to be done. Like I said, him being the number 1 pick, I don't think he's willing to go anywhere and be a 4th option. Maybe even a 5th option. Like, let's be realistic. Brunson, OG, Randall, Mikal Bridges. Are we giving DeAndre Ayton the ball before them guys? So I don't know how happy he's going to be playing over here.
No, but I don't. That's not how it will work for me because I think Ayton does really well in the pick and roll. He get his points around. He'll get around 18, 20 points a game. I think with ease. And like, bro, the floor's gonna be spread wide open. The way they're on the Phoenix Suns with what was it, Bridges, Booker. I don't remember their starting lineup. Nurkic wasn't there yet.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Let's go.
And this is just because we like to interact with the comments a little bit. They seem to think that like this Ayton thing is a no-brainer. So my thing is we've built a culture around not having our center be a guy that is asking for the basketball. We've built a culture and a team that has asked the center position to defend, rebound, do all the dirty work. Do you want to disrupt what we have built so far with bringing in a guy that is going to ask for the basketball? Mitchell Robinson doesn't ask for the basketball. Hartenstein found ways to be effective as an offensive player, but he did not ask for the basketball. DeAndre Ayton is a guy who's going to ask for the basketball. Are we okay with changing how we approach our offense with trying to bring him in and get him 10 to 15 shots a game. Does that look good to y'all? That's what I'm saying for the people who are not understanding why I'm good on Ayton. Are y'all okay with that?
I totally agree. I mean, like I said from the beginning, keep Ayton. No. But go ahead, Fabian. Go ahead.
Now, I will say this. Though, Flea. If they make that trade, Tibbs is signing off on it. I have to go with them being a part of the rumors. If they do their due diligence and they go for that trade, let's say Mitchell Robinson with Deandre Ayton, then they look at it as an upgrade. They look at it as a change that they do need. And they'll truly believe in Tom Thibodeau and ensuring him, like, bro, your best asset is getting the ball whenever we get it to you. And following this system. We can make you an all-NBA guy. We can make you an all defensive guy over here. Just follow what Mitchell Robinson is. That's all you have to do. So if he's available and we start hearing the rumors, I will have to back them up on that. But until then, that's what makes this up, the speculation and all that. Like somebody just said in the comments, even though he's kind of a hater, this guy, whoever he is, Humberto, stop doing Leon Rose's job. When we definitely have our two centers.
I've seen that dumb shit.
Yeah, but I guess to his point, it means way more to me if now Tibbs and them is floating it around and they're being serious about it.
No, but hold on. Who's up? Like, tell him to expand on that opinion. Who's our two centers? Exactly.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Stop. Hold on. No. Because this is why I try to stay away from the comments because, my thing is this. We've seen Sims now long enough. He cannot be your backup center for a whole season. Precious is not a center. Yes, he did a great job for us, but he is not a legit backup center. He's not 6'10", 6'11", or 7 foot. He might be 6'8", 6'9". So you telling me that's our legit backup center? Like, come on, tell us the two centers we have. Now, if you're gonna say, maybe okay, we heard that Sims is working on his game and he got much better, and then we're gonna use the combination of Sims and Precious. Okay, that can be something. Then I think about that, but don't just say we got our two centers because we don't.
I'm cool on Ayton, y'all. I'm cool on him. I don't think we need to go back and forth. If we find a way to get a guy that can add some scoring at the 5 position, I like that. But I am not okay with bringing a guy in who we have to question his motor, we have to question his ego, and we have to question the fact that he is used to being a guy that gets the basketball, OG. He's a guy that used to getting it.
Flea, we got to question everything on the court and off the court.
That's a fact. So if everybody's okay with that, then Godspeed, but not me. I'm good. I don't want that guy nowhere near where your primary job is gonna have to defend. At no point in the time that you've been in the NBA, and you've been in the NBA for a couple years now, there's a rap sheet on you. There's an MO out there on you. I don't think that's the guy for us.
So Flea, the big man whisperer, the center whisperer himself, Tibbs, you don't see him pulling not a miracle, but a 360 on Ayton right now.
Only reason I have an issue. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about that center whisperer thing that you say, right? That we all say. I think it's not just you, but the guys that Tibbs gets the most out of, especially on the defensive end, are guys that want to do it. Like guys that commit to do it. Guys that are not really worried about putting the ball in the basket. Go through the lineage. Go all the way back to Chicago when he was a head coach. These guys are not, those prima donnas that, are worried about getting 10 to 15 points on the board. It's just not the typical guys that he has. So if we get Ayton and like OG is saying, if he comes and can buy into what we are doing, great, because guess what? The extra incentive is the fact that you could give him the ball and go get one. That's just extra. I don't think we necessarily need that. We need a guy that could do the things that Mitchell Robinson does.
I'm gonna be honest. I think, and I keep referring to this. I love what Kevin Garnett said about the Knicks. I think we just fine. We just got to stay healthy. Would I like a legit backup center? Yes. But like Fabian said, and you of course too, Flea, bro, we don't need Ayton. We just don't. To me, I'd rather another shooter. I think we're missing a knockdown shooter off the bench and a backup center. Like we really need a shooter. Like a Duncan Robinson. You ain't got to be able to put the ball on the floor though. We just need a guy that, listen, he's shooting damn near 40, the high 40s in 3-point percentage, and we need a backup center. I think everything else is fine. Do y'all think Precious could be just as good as Taj Gibson when Taj Gibson was in Chicago?
100%, OG. 100%. I think he could do everything Taj Gibson did. 1,000%.
Fabian?
I'm shocked at Flea saying 100%. I don't know if he can't explain it. What has he shown to really, aside from the athleticism, we've seen the attitude. Taj Gibson's attitude was different for Green. What about him?
Precious was your third center in line. He became your second center in line when Mitch went down. His minutes were sporadic. When he did get minutes, you never saw him in the game and was like, we got to get Precious out of the game. Anytime I've ever seen him on the court, I wasn't worried about if he's going to make the right decision, if he's going to be active on defense. He made the most of all his minutes. All I think about when a guy makes the most of his minutes is a Taj Gibson. He comes in and does his job. So I don't see how Precious, if we just answering that specific question, I don't see how Precious can't be what Taj Gibson has been his entire career. What tells you that he can't do that? I'm curious.
I think Taj is more of a guy who sets picks, grabs rebounds. I didn't see Precious doing a lot of that, but his motor kind of worried me at the end of the year, where Taj Gibson is coming literally off the street, taking off 2 years from playing in the NBA action and just popping up and just trying. And, I was going back and forth with AllBall the other day, like, yo, I said what you said, Flea. For them 20 games, he was averaging around 25 minutes a game, 30 minutes a game, and he didn't lose any effort. He was all out. But then once Mitchell Robinson came back, he felt like he was floating around a little bit. That's the only thing that does concern me, because he did show that he was a little bit lost out there sometimes. Taj Gibson, to me, only looks lost because it was 2 years off. And he's old. But when he's out there, he gives it all his all. I don't think it's a lack of effort from Mature, but I just think he was a little bit confused.
I just have a problem with Precious being our backup center and having that responsibility. Like I said, if Jericho Sims can somehow give us some good minutes and Precious can come in and play the 3-4 sometimes, or mainly the 4. So yeah, man, like I said, I just feel we just got to stay healthy. We just got to stay healthy. And I think these rumors and, we just got to stay patient. We don't need to jump out the window. Just wait till the iron is hot, then you strike. But the Deandre Ayton Flea, I agree with you. He got to show me a lot for me to even think about wanting him to be on my Knicks. Like, I'm being honest, bro. Like, I don't know if he loves the game. I don't even know if he likes the game of basketball at this point. And that's no knock to him. Good player, but, yeah, you want my vote, I say I'm staying away from DeAndre Ayton when it comes to my Knicks.
I saw...
Sound unanimous, please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, please. I guess he can't hear us.
Bodega Wi-Fi said 20 points from a center position would be a good option to have. Correct. I agree. But let's not forget, we didn't have Randall. So Randall was going to step in and give us that 20. That's what I'm saying. Like, a guy like Ayton is going to take. How many shots is Ayton supposed to get? If we got Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Randall got to get their shots. Now, to me, OG, he's the Swiss Army knife. He don't have to get as many shots as those guys. And I don't think it's going to bother him. But you can't have Ayton come in and he gets the second most shots right after Brunson, because that's what he's going to be expecting. So those 20 points, I agree, would be great. But I think we're going to get that from Julius Randle, who we didn't have last season. So I think we good. I think this is something that is cool to talk about. But yeah, I'm now I don't want to have nothing to do with DeAndre. Nah, deuces.
We can hear you, please.
Yeah, I saw Jericho Sims working out with Mike Bibby this summer. Now I don't know what that means, what that says. He looks good. He looked engaged, but you want to see him working, right? Do we want to see him working? So we see him working. So it's encouraging. Let me say that. It's encouraging to see him working on his game. So I'm not a big Jericho Sims guy. We shall see. I'll leave it there. We shall see.
Right.
He look good. He look good.
Yeah. I mean, he's another project like Ayton would be. And I like what
You hear?
I like what AllBall said, going back to Randall, because we can't forget that that's my favorite part about Randall, is that he puts a lot of pressure on the defense on the charity stripe. That's what Ayton does not do. Like, he should be averaging 8 to 10 free throws a game just with ease. He's way too talented. He's just way too talented. As much as Randall frustrates me, he gets that down packed. He gets them calls, man. So he puts you in foul trouble. He's grabbing 12 rebounds a game, Ayton, which is amazing. But like I mentioned earlier, the motor's not always there. And we can't forget, thanks for the perfect transition, Dorkosaurus. We're big on Huck Porty, and that's not going to be a big shakeup when we watch Huck Porty play if he doesn't get any action this year. We're going to see him in the preseason more than likely, and we'll see him against other NBA talent. That's not going to cause any real ruffles in the ocean, in the waters. DeAndre Ayton, I would imagine, would take away a lot of the identity of the team. What are you trading him for? If it's just Mitchell Robinson, even if it is Mitchell Robinson, we know what Mitchell Robinson brings to the table. We don't question Mitchell Robinson's motor. We never have done that. It's too much. It's too much for DeAndre, and I think $34 million a year, a la Wise, correct. And it's two years left. That's the only attractive part to it. $70 million off the books. If you trade him mid-season, what is that? $50 million coming off the books in a year and a half. To me, that's the only attraction for DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, I disagree that that's the only attraction. You know, like I said, if we know he's going to come and work hard and understand the goal and not just come to get paid, then, you know, I have no problem. But once again, what has he shown for me that makes me want to, you know, even deal with him? So that's my problem. Definitely, you know, has a good skill set. You know, would definitely be a great addition, but it's too many negatives. It's too many. Like Flea said, your motor, your love, or your like for the game. And are you going to step up defensively? Because you got to remember, you're not coming here just to play offense. We have offense. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to do the little things? So like I said, a lot of guys that was number 1 draft picks that had problems with their previous teams, them guys is looking to go somewhere and be the main guy or be at least maybe the second attraction. So for me, I don't know. Nah, I'm good.
No, real quick, AllBall. It's Big Jamie in the building. You know, Philly coming for y'all. Here we go. Jamie.
We punching their heads off. We punching their head off. Get Philly out of here. We punching their head off.
Hey, Flea, and hold on real quick. That's Kenny Anderson's little cousin.
Love.
He family. He out here from Florida. He played in the showcase.
In the showcase? That's
right.
dope. That's dope.
He's
Love.
a Philadelphia 76ers fan, and big shout out to Jamie. But we already had the discussion. Ain't nobody scared of Philadelphia, man.
Yo, Jamie, much love, big dog. Kenny Anderson put on an amazing event. I know my brothers was in the building, and they looked like they had an amazing time. It looked like it was a great event. So, you know, big shout out to y'all, man. That was that looked super dope. But no, you see what they called I think I sent it to Fabian. I don't know if I sent it to OG, but they call him Paul George, Pauldo. They call him Pauldo. Are we gonna be able to find this shit? Where's Pauldo? And I was crying, laughing.
I
have not heard that.
Let me ask y'all a question. Quick question. I know we're deviating real quick, but just was on the top of my mind. They said Paul George and Joel Embiid will be the most skilled wing big man combination since Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. Talk to me, y'all. I saw it. I wanted to ask a question. I saw it, and I wanted to ask. I was going to ask y'all offline. I see y'all facial expressions. Let me jump on screen real fast because I got to talk to my brothers. What do you...
Yo, they literally try to make up any category nowadays. The most skilled wing. Go ahead.
How many times have we heard this?
Most skilled wing, right?
We've heard this before when James Harden was there. They think they slick, man. You gotta keep setting yourself a disappointment. You know what? I don't feel sorry. I just recognize. You know, you know how you was with someone, and you kind of glad you got rid of them, and you see somebody else with them, and they look a little too invested. And you
I just pray for them.
No,
I just pray for them.
Pray.
Can I get this off my chest?
Please, OG.
Paul George is overrated.
You've been wanting to say that for a while.
Paul George is overrated.
You just been waiting for the right moment. You've been wanting to say that for a while.
Like, let's call a spade a spade. Had some great times in Indiana. But he's overrated. This great defender that everybody keeps seeing, is he a good defender when he wants to be? Yes. He ain't no great defender. When he talk about the greats, as far as defense, his name will never be brought up. With the Kawhis, the Ron Artest, the Tony Allens, the list goes on and on. Dennis Rodmans, the list goes on and on and on. That's for one. So let's stop talking. He ain't no difference maker. So that category that they're trying to make up, and let's be realistic. Embiid is starting to look a little overrated too. Yeah, I'm saying it. Hey, Flea, mind your business. You brought yourself on screen. Let's get right to it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you what. That code switch in his rig got the tie on. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
No, because when they talk about
you can't do it now. You can't grab me now.
When they talk about some of the greatest skilled big men, he's not even the best in the league right now. It's the Joker. Is he better skilled than Akeem, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett? Like, the list goes on and on and on, man.
Joel different, OG. Joel different.
No, he ain't.
You know that. Joel different.
Hey,
come
Flea,
on.
He's different.
Come on, OG.
Flea, he's different in the league where there's no defense and no big men.
That's a fact. His competition level, night in and night out, is not the same when it was a big man era. Is
he better than Anthony Davis? Come on, but Flea, don't even answer it. My point is this.
I got what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
It's two guys there that
you said I was code switching, you hoe.
I code switch.
Yeah,
a hoe? A hoe is crazy.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. And no, they're about Brandon. Here y'all go.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
Listen, first of all, a hoe was very cheap. I'm not cheap at all, my brother.
I'm sorry. I know you expensive. Trust me. You got some glasses on. Them shits wasn't cheap. That's a fresh V-neck. I know you're not cheap.
Yeah, the V.
Yo, hold on. I pulled that off.
Kind of low. No, but so for me, just to make.
He trying to get the fuck up, Bobo. He trying to sneak that in there.
Yo, OG tried to sneak that in.
I'm just saying, it's semi. maybe another inch or two down. Pause. I don't know what kind of job.
Listen, that's the flirtation.
But yeah, I'm not. Listen, Flea, I'm being honest, man.
Yo,
you can't be a dominant wing, pause, or big man, and you don't get past the second round ever.
that can't happen.
So miss me with that.
Yeah, and it speaks to Paul George as well. I think we confuse a lot of times skill for talent, natural talent, capability. And I keep saying this, and I hope I came up with a good term, Flea. Everybody keeps saying the best ability is availability. Best ability is availability. Okay, the GOAT ability is reliability. You're not reliable. Paul George, you're not reliable. It just is what it is. These guys are on the Knicks to be denounced. We got some more months to put in. Yes, I understand that. But they've been reliable in college. They've been reliable last season. It took a lot for them to go down. It took mad injuries for us to go away. With Embiid, of course, he struggled with the injuries and everything. But enough is enough. You have to figure that out. Start playing the season in February or something like that, if that's the case, bro. You have to figure that out. That's on you. You got to be honest with yourself. Then you come out with the excuses during his mentality is whack. Yo, if I was healthy, I would have been in a GOAT conversation. What?
A Flea. Another wing, big combination. Kawhi Leonard and Tim Duncan. Paul George and Embiid better than them?
I only for me, I would say Duncan was probably when Kawhi started to set.
Watch
Hold on.
All right.
When
Here we go.
when
Tell him. You asked me a question.
Yeah, watch yourself.
when Kawhi started to ascend and become that guy, Finals MVP caliber guy, Tim Duncan was on the way to sit next to you. Like that's just a fact. Tim Duncan
still was winning championships though.
1,000%. But there's a reason why he didn't get Finals MVP and Kawhi did. Right? There's a reason why Tony Parker was a better
than that. No, hold on, Flea. So what would you rather? Embiid, all the talent in the world that people quote unquote say he has that I don't believe in.
Right.
Gets to the second round and crashes out, or be an older Tim Duncan who still is damn near averaging a double-double and winning championships at the age of 36.
Well, I feel differently about Tim Duncan. So like I'm a roll with Tim over a lot of guys. But I know that when by the time 14, 15, 16 came around, Tim was a different guy. Even 13. Well, 13 he was good. Let me not lie. 13 he was really good. But them last couple of seasons, we're comparing him to Embiid. Nigga, fix your face, Fabian. We're comparing him to what Embiid is doing right now. Tim Duncan was not that. Don't even lie to yourselves right now.
No, Flea, hold on. Miami, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. Which is a better duo?
Miami, Chris Bosh. Miami, Chris Bosh, and LeBron.
That's another big man wing duo.
Or Philly's Paul George. Well, we ain't seen Paul George and Embiid yet. They projecting. I don't agree with it.
No, I'm just saying when people come up with these crazy, whatever they want to call it, once again, it goes to, this is why I say, and I've been saying it, nobody cares about winning no more. It's about the look and it's about the money. Mm-hmm. Because it's no way in the world I'm not taking Embiid over Tim Duncan ever. Not even a 36-year-old Tim Duncan. Why? Because he's going to do what it takes to win. He's going to let his young guy shine. I don't even care about Finals MVP. We in the chip, beating LeBron and them in their prime. Embiid can't beat nobody at this point. So for me, it's just laughable that the things Embiid and Paul George say and how people feed into it. And like you said, Flea, it's like, yo, y'all ain't even did nothing yet.
Embiid hasn't played 75 games yet in one season his entire career. Not even 70 games. He hasn't even played 70 games to complete a season. I didn't even know he played less than 40 games last year. I thought he made it and he hurt that knee. I thought it was after All-Star break or some shit like that. He played 39 games last year.
Come on, man.
That ain't enough.
Please.
I'm sorry. That ain't enough.
Tim Duncan never had to resort to tackling people,
Oh,
dragging people to the ground.
People agree that he's a dirty player.
But I'm just saying he never had to resort to that, and you would expect someone who's not. Embiid is again way more talented than Tim Duncan, but we didn't see Tim Duncan go up against everybody else who was way more talented than him, and he just showed and proved.
Fact.
And them last 3 or 4 years, you said fix my face. I'm glad you fixed your damn tone, Flea. Them last 3 or 4 years, when he went to back-to-back finals, them Spurs, yo, nobody's gonna say this, but please go look at the footage. I don't want to get flagged yet from YouTube. Duncan looks like Joker. He looks crazy. He's setting picks, doing dribble handoffs, bringing the ball up, everything. He's running the offense. He looks insane.
At 36, 2013, they go to the finals. They lose to Braun and them in 7 games. In 2013, Tim Duncan is a top 7 MVP candidate for that season. For that season, he's a top 7 MVP candidate.
Now hold on, Fleet. Is that the year? Is that the year that Tim Duncan and them said, "Oh, we coming back next year and winning"?
We'll be back next year and we're gonna smoke y'all. They almost swept them. If they didn't win that.
No. Fleet, what age was this?
37 at that time. 37.
Against LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He's a menace.
And one of the greatest basketball minds with Eric Spoelstra as the head coach. And let's not forget, he has one of the greatest coaches of all time, the puppet master, Pat Riley. So let's think about it. They got 2 head coaches over there. That's legendary. And Tim Duncan went against that at age 37.
Yo, oh boy, you're gonna have to walk back that whole Kawhi Leonard thing when he was in San Antonio that last year. I forgot they actually got what's the fadeaway the mid-range guard from Portland that they traded for him?
LaMarcus, and they won 60-some games that year.
Yo, that team, if Kawhi doesn't get hurt, they're winning the finals. They're winning the finals. Like
that team is 67-15. They lost 15 games that year.
Best defense in the league.
No,
better than Golden State.
See, I'm bugging. That's the wrong year. 67-15 in 2015. Excuse me. In 2016, they 67-15. The following year, they make it to the conference finals. They get swept by Golden State. That's Zaza Pachulia putting his foot under Kawhi Leonard. Right. They won. These niggas won 60+ games back-to-back seasons.
Tim Duncan, see, that's what when he talk about dynasties.
I'm sorry, y'all.
It's all right. No, but this is because once you started it off by saying, yo, they compare him to Shaq and Kobe. I was already done with the conversation.
Yeah,
but then we threw in Tim Duncan. Right. But then we threw in Tim Duncan and Kawhi. All right, let's argue about this now. And I'm glad because Tim Duncan is gonna go down in this Moses Malone territory at certain points. They're gonna start to overlook him. This is crazy. He's damn near 40.
They already
overlooking him.
They already do.
Bro, he's almost 40 with more 60-win seasons. He's still. I'm not saying he's Tim Duncan, but he's still a part of that.
Before you go, I want you to cook. Put some fucking respect on Greg Popovich's name.
Never.
Put some respect on his name. Go ahead and cook.
No problem.
Go cook.
When I made this post, they laughed at me. I said Tim Duncan, and everybody follow all of us on all our platforms. If you go down my timeline, I made a post that said Tim Duncan arguably could be the second greatest basketball player of all time.
I remember that.
If we going off of just purely basketball.
Right.
His whole career never missed the playoffs. How many first team all NBA defense in a row? He has 5 championships. I think he has 2 MVPs. He has 3 finals MVPs. He has
3 finals
MVPs. Hold on, real quick. Please look at his rookie season. I didn't look it up yet. Well, how we went crazy over Wemby last year? His rookie season, he finishes like 5th in MVP, all defensive first, if I'm not mistaken. Rookie of the year.
Yeah, he's 21 and 12. Plays all 82 games.
Let's not forget, David Robinson finished 7th in MVP voting, meaning he took some of his votes. He would have been top 3 MVPs. Tim Duncan is crazy.
Mike wins the MVP in 98. The voting goes Mike, Malone, Gary Payton with some first place votes in 1998. Shaq, Tim Duncan, Tim Hardaway, David Robinson, Vin Baker, Grant Hill, and to close out the top 10 was Scottie Pippen. This is 1998, y'all.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: look at the guys that Tim Duncan beat in his era, that he won championships. Like
First one against a really damn good Knicks team, against us in '99. We were good. I don't care about what nobody says. We had a damn good team. Damn good team. And they lost to us. I mean, they beat us.
Come on,
yo,
man.
please. Hell of a... Yo, that's my dog. I didn't even send you this, please. I did not send you this. They didn't know about this. Today, 25 years ago, Latrell Sprewell was traded to the New York Knicks. The amount of passion this dude played with was so much fun to watch.
Wow.
I don't think you could rate how much I miss it. I mean, it's just I'm just anxious to get back out there, you know, and I wish I could have practiced yesterday, but you know that didn't happen, and so I'm just looking forward to getting back out on the court.
Most of us would never understand what it's like to overnight become not just a basketball household.
Sprewell.
Well, at times it was difficult, you know, especially when the situation happened back in '97, December. It was very difficult for my family because they really know what type of person I am. They know the real me, and so you know it was difficult then. But you know, like you said, I'm pretty well known now, and so. You know, a lot of people know who I am. I've been placed in an excellent situation here with the Knicks, and it's time for me to try to make the most of it.
That was Latrell Sprewell during a press conference when he got traded from the Golden State Warriors after he chiseled out his coach. That was crazy when we found out about it. Sprewell was the first dude to wear braids in the NBA I remember before AI. Changed the game with that. Changed the game with them rims. Everybody had Sprewell rims.
When Mike retired the first time, the two guard that made first team All NBA the following year is Latrell Sprewell.
Talk to him.
Come on. First team All NBA. Mike was locked in for that every year. If Mike is playing, he's first team All NBA for that position. Mike retires, the nigga that gets shooting guard, first team All NBA, Latrell Sprewell.
Hey. That's who Westbrook reminds me of.
Ooh.
See, they compare him to everybody. I'm just talking about I'm
not mad at the comparison at all.
Just the heart, the intensity,
demeanor,
100% on the court.
Yes.
Bruh, Sprewell gave you 110%, and that's what the Knicks represent. So when we talk about a lot of these guys that we may say we want to trade for, or we hear these rumors, they have to understand the culture, the history. If you're not willing to lay 100%, 110% on that hardwood floor every night, we don't want you over here. No matter how good you are.
Fact.
No matter how good you are. Look how much we love John Starks. That's hard. So guys like Ayton and certain players, they not built for New York, bro. They not built. And big shout out to Sprewell, man. Came over here and gave us nothing but legendary moments. Great history. Great history.
I remember, I told you this before, Flea. I remember a rumor in 93, 94 when the Knicks were going to the finals, their finals appearance. And I could have sworn I heard a rumor that it was Starks and Sprewell back then. And people were arguing with that. And I just became a fan of basketball. And I was going crazy like, yo, who's arguing this? You arguing you would rather have John Starks than Latrell Sprewell? What is wrong with you?
Well,
we love his heart. But Latrell Sprewell was out of his mind.
That year, and I don't remember, you know, we were younger, so we, you know, the rumor mill was probably a little different than obviously it is today. 24-hour news cycle.
I wonder what the Twitter thing was back then for us. We just make stuff up.
Right. What was the rumor mill? Like, where did you hear rumors about, right? That would be cool to find out. I also thought about something too. This is kind of random, but how did people vote for all-star voting in the 80s and 90s? How did they do voting? I figured you would take a pause right now because I thought about it for a while. I was like, damn, before NBA.com popped off in like the mid to late 90s, how did people vote? I remember vividly, and back me up if I'm right, comments, let me know if I'm wrong. I remember as a kid going into Foot Locker and they having write-in ballots for all-star voting as a youngster. Like I for some reason I remember vividly going in to buy a pair of sneakers when my mom's or pops, and you could actually write in your vote. So I know that's not what we were talking about, but I just thought about it. Like, how did they do that? Comments, let me know what y'all think. But bro, in 93 and 94, Sprewell is all NBA first team, but John is an all-star that year. John had his best year as a Knicks that season. So I'm sure that was a real rumor, but we had to roll with John. They wasn't gonna make no moves like that. They wasn't gonna do it. They did it later on, but
if my guy Don Nelson was there, I don't know if he would have got rid of Sprewell, but that team with Sprewell would have been different. They would have been bananas
at that time. Yeah,
bro, Sprewell would have balled like Oak and everybody. He fit the team. It would have been insane. That would have been Xavier McDaniel replacement with John Starks. There is no 0 for 17. He would have been bananas. Him going at Mad Max and all of them. They wouldn't have stepped to no damn Sprewell on the wing like that.
OG, how did they vote? I don't know if you heard me what I was saying. How did they vote for All-Star Game players during the 80s and 90s? Do you remember?
I forgot.
So I remember going and buying sneakers, right, in a Foot Locker or whatever, to have the ballots.
Right.
Did they have that?
You know what's crazy? I seen something like that, but you know what's crazy? In that era, you never really got jerked out of being an all-star. So it was almost like you kind of knew who was going to be an all-star.
Okay.
Like.
There's very few Rod Stricklands, right? You know what I'm saying? There's very few guys that didn't make an all-star team.
Think about it.
Right. I got you. I got you.
You may get a handful, but it's you're not going to get that many. But that's a great question for you. We got to look that up.
I didn't look it up at all yet.
Right. Of being an all-star at that time.
How did they do that shit back in the day?
Well, according to Reddit, how did fans vote for the All-Star Game before the internet? Ballots were located at stadiums and arenas, and I believe some other locations that could then be filled out and submitted. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, to be honest with you. I would have never guessed that, and that makes the most sense in the world, because then you attract the fans to come to the stadium and try to get a ticket or whatever it is and see whatever sale you have, and just be part of the crowd outside. That would have been the crazy tailgating. We were nuts, man.
All-Star voting opens up whatever. That's probably like a sold-out game. Like, people like sell out that game because they want to go do their All-Star voting, get a nosebleed seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
They should do that now. Just try to promote something, get free jerseys or free hat or whatever it is, and they'll go bananas.
Something. But yeah, that era in basketball, I know, people don't be wanting to hear it and they tired of hearing it, but it was just different, man. It was just different. And, even though these guys are there, it's more talented. Back then, it was just more fun and more competitive. Today, it's just, like I said, man, it's just all offense. That's it.
And what do you think if we would have gotten Sprewell 5 years earlier? Like, there was some, I don't know if somebody made that up in my school or what, but that was a rumor that I heard that made me follow Sprewell, because I just saw the name in the stat sheets in the newspaper, and I'm like, he's way better than John Starks. All right, let me watch some highlights. Let me watch Saturday Inside Stuff.
I ain't gonna lie, but I forgot what video game was out we was playing. I was playing with
NBA Live.
I was playing with Golden State Warriors.
Live.
Sprewell, right?
Live.
Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway.
Live 96. Yeah.
But hold on.
What's the guy went to Syracuse? Billy Owens.
Yep.
Chris Spencer.
But it just goes to show you what we always talked about. We love our players so much that we wasn't going to trade John Starks. But just imagine if we would have had Sprewell earlier, we'd have won a championship.
with ease.
Because then
Imagine him versus Mike.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have come up here and said, "Oh, big shout out Patrick Ewing. His birthday is today." Did y'all shout him out earlier at all?
First thing we did.
Big shout out to Patrick. But if Patrick, like I always say, well, who's Patrick Ewing's second best player? John Stockton, maybe, right? Who else in his prime?
Yes.
Prime.
Yeah.
Not Allen and Latrell and Candy.
Maybe at a time, but Charles Smith. Well, I mean,
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Oh, gee, that was I mean, I threw a paper bag. He threw a plastic bag.
I know that was
false start. False start.
Oh,
number 2.
Get me out of here, Lord.
Yeah. The vivid memory of Charles Smith trying to make a layup.
It was a lot of anticipation and hype around Charles Smith, though.
We traded Mark Jackson for Charles Smith.
That's my point. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. Walk me through that, AllBall, because for me, I remember it being, X-Man's coming back and we're getting Charles Smith. But for you think there was a lot of hype for Charles Smith?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
not for me.
That's why I said what I said. But this is why a lot of people jumped off the Knicks bandwagon. You got rid of Mark Jackson and Ross Strickland. Like, you know what that backcourt would have done? You keep them together for 10 years, native New Yorkers. And then big shout out to big bro Kenny. Remember, he said he had a chance to get him. Pat Riley had an opportunity to trade for him. Ain't want to pay him. So yeah, man, we did a lot of bonehead stuff, man, with Pauls. But yeah, Charles Smith, there was a lot of hype behind that guy. 6'10". They made it seem like he had the bag.
His first 4 years as a Clipper, he was 18-7, shooting 50% from the field. Like, there was hype around him, Fabian, coming to the Knicks. Like you mentioned our guy X-Man. That was supposed to be like the replacement.
It wasn't. It wasn't, because I remember hearing about it. Just X-Man, we lost X-Man, and I'm thinking he's coming back. X-Man would have still started over him. They really, again, X-Man, with the agent and all that.
We made the conference.
Kenny Skywalker was so trash.
Garbage. Gabo.
Yo, man.
Gabo.
He got a son in the league or no?
I don't know. Garbo.
I'm sorry.
Garbo.
Wow.
That name shall not be spoken.
Garbo. Lord have mercy.
Wait, which one, Jamal? Charles Smith or Kenny Skywalker? That's crazy.
It's probably Charles Smith, because he was trying to say the bonehead play against the Chicago Bulls, but he couldn't get the ball.
Go up and dunk that shit. Just dunk that shit, nigga. Go up and throw that shit down. What's wrong with you?
And then that's the thing. We just talked about Sprewell. Y'all didn't realize Charles Smith didn't fit us just culture-wise. You didn't see that in LA? Yeah.
Soft.
Yeah, but
and Larry Brown got rid of him immediately.
Yeah, but I'm thinking at that time, Fleet Fade, they probably were saying, Pat 7 foot, we get a 6'10" guy overhead, like you said, averaging that. Maybe they, I don't know, man. But Lord, that did not work.
You know who held up that trade was the dude from Orlando, the tall guy. They traded him to the Clippers. It was a 3-way trade. Forgot his name. He was I don't want to call him a bum, but he was a 7-foot guy. He was holding that trade up for Charles Smith, and then it took so long. That's why X-Man had time to go sign with Boston.
Tree Rollins?
No, not Tree Rollins. Tree Rollins went to Atlanta, something like that.
He said Mason replaced X-Man.
Did he? Let's see.
Maybe.
Oh,
Mason was on the team.
Oh, Stanley Roberts.
Yes, Stanley Roberts. He went to the Clippers after that.
Yeah.
And he was decent, but man, please. Man, please.
Smith and both kind of replaced X-Man. Like when they brought those guys in, his production they were trying to replace with Anthony Mason and and Charles Smith. Charles Smith was a starter for us. Charles Smith was so bad. I'm sorry. We don't want to kill Charles Smith, but Jesus Christ, he wasn't good.
Yeah, he's gone through a lot, man. Especially now we know with the internet and how it plays with people. Like it is what it is with him. Like you can't bring him up like in light. We just gotta maybe you're right, Jamal. We just won't talk about him because it ain't gonna be anything nice. And B.J. Armstrong blocking shots as a small guard. That's crazy. But imagine what did Mark Jackson and Ross Strickland do to not envision Mark Jackson killing B.J. Armstrong?
Bro, you got two native New Yorkers, great, and you do not keep them?
B.J. Armstrong had 47 blocks in his entire NBA career. 47. One of those comes on Charles Smith. Man.
A 16 guy. Come on.
That's here we go. RP is a damn Jordan fan. Stan. 25 to 16 in points, 5 to 3 assists, 4 to 3 in assists.
Why are we talking about this right now? I'm confused.
This is Jordan versus Sprewell stats in the 90s, I guess.
Confused. What purpose?
Yeah. I guess he said
retired. Spree came in and he was the best two guard that season.
That's it.
That's it. That's all I said.
And you know what else? There wasn't no Patrick Ewing alongside Sprewell either, RP. Now add to that.
I don't even. Why are we even engaging in what is he talking about? What does this matter? I'm just talking about what happened when Jordan retired that first year. That's it.
AI Fleet, you're in the office, AI Fleet.
The
toothpick is coming out.
I'm in here by myself. I came on screen because my guys is on screen. OG is back. He looks good. Looks like he got a little tan. What you did down there? What you using the sun?
Just chilling, man. Chilling, man. It's nice down there.
Yo.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach. Yo, nice.
I got it. You was at Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach
is nice.
During the summer.
Yeah.
RP said I got Alzheimer's disease. Go to hell, RP.
Let's talk about that for a second, boy, real quick. Shout out to Kenny Anderson. The Kenny Anderson showcase out there in Myrtle Beach. We went out there. Kenny Anderson showed the most love ever in the history of mankind. I tweeted out, and I meant this from the bottom of my heart. He's so humble. It made me feel like more of us, everybody needs to be more like that. I can't believe it felt like we were on screen right now, just chilling. Just humbled to be a part of what took place. He's trying to bring it back to what it was from a tournament at Myrtle Beach back in the day that he grew up in, and many all-stars, superstars went to, and we had a blast all ball because it was all basketball.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just want to say this, we got to really understand, who some of our heroes are. One of the greatest players, not only guards, one of the greatest players to ever come out of New York City, a number 2 draft pick overall, 10-plus NBA career, and is known all over the world as being one of the greatest point guards ever played the game.
Facts.
Very humble, good dude. Like I said, had a showcase where he had 12th graders, some 11th graders, and he got some Division 2, 3 coaches, and guys are showcasing their skill set. And depending on how good you look, a coach may holler at you, and you may be able to go to school. Down there in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, Sikorsky. Am I saying it right? Sikorsky High School in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. This is where it's going to be every year. This year was the first year, but listen, man, humbling, great guy, and had a lot of people come out support. Had a lot of young men out there. A lot of the parents, the community came supported. They had food. Guys got trophies. Everybody got shirts, and it was great, man. But big shout out to Kenny Anderson. Like I said, Fleet, guys like us up here, we try to keep guys like that name alive because people feel and realize how great some of these guys was at the game of basketball. For us to be able to chop it up and hang, and man, it was just dream come true. But great brother, man, great brother.
I'd be phony, right? And I'm real, my brother. So I'd be phony if I didn't say that I was like tearing up my house, breaking shit up because I wasn't down there with you guys, right? I'm watching like, yo, this is an experience, right? This is an experience that other people can't manufacture. Like I said it to Fabian, you know, you get courtside at an NBA game, you get in the NBA arena and you taking pictures. Other people can manufacture that. I could go buy tickets to an NBA game and sit courtside and do this. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. But to spend a weekend with Kenny Anderson personally, get it to chop it up with him, get to speak to him on a personal level, get to rub shoulders with him, right? Get to hear how he thinks about the game of basketball. Hold on, Fabian. Hold on. Take that off screen for a second. Hold on. Oh, that's y'all. Never mind. No. Go back. I thought you were showing something different. Go back. I'm sorry.
You talking? Don't keep talking.
No, I'm just saying, just that experience alone is just a super, super dope experience, right? I wanted to ask y'all, and I was going to ask y'all on a personal level, but we here right now. So, you know, I want to ask y'all individually too. Being able to chop it up with him, being able to, you know, be in his presence and see what's going on down there and see what he's doing. What's your biggest takeaway from the weekend after having conversations, after seeing what's going on? Do you have anything that, you know, y'all want to share with me or share with the people on, you know, y'all experience down there?
For me, my experience, what he's doing for the youth, what he's doing at the kindness of his heart. Just a great guy, and it's still some good guys out in the world. You know, sometimes, you know, look at the bond we created with each other, right? It's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us got our wall up, right? So just imagine a guy like that. Just imagine all the BS he's been through, right? Just imagine all anybody that tries to link with him, they always got some type of agenda, some type of intentional
type of motive.
Right.
Some
know what
motive,
I mean?
yeah.
So just to be able to talk about basketball, laugh, joke about just regular stuff. Because let's not forget, it's a number 2 draft pick in 91. It's Kenny Mr. Chips Anderson.
Mr. Chips.
You know? So, you know, it was humbling and it was cool. And, you know, South Carolina showed a lot of love. A lot of love. People came out. But what he's trying to do, people need to support it. You know? So that's why next year, because remember, we kind of rushed it, right? Going down there. But next year, he said he's going to try to do it maybe like June or July, right? Because this time it was a little late.
Right.
But next year, we should all be able to have at least a 2-3 month, you know what I mean, where we could set it up right.
Right.
But people really need to support what this guy's doing, man, because he's trying to help the youth, man, and show them the way and show them the mistakes to not make. But yeah, for me, it was dope. It was dope. And next year, we definitely all gonna be down there for sure.
Man. That's a
God willing.
Yeah, God willing. That's a hell of an experience. Your biggest takeaway from the weekend, Fabian?
Just how important what we're doing. It took another level for me, and I'm still not. It's not that it's surreal, but it was like a milestone because all this came from AllBall being on Instagram and being himself. Literally, we talked about that. The same way I met Flea. AllBall being himself, and it's gotten to be connected and understand that, like AllBall just said, just genuine people you bump into. We just talking basketball, and everything else that I always felt that, you know, almost embarrassingly love basketball. It's kind of crazy. Like your family will be like, look at you like, all right, like you don't talk about anything else. I don't want to talk about anything else. Actually, if you don't want to talk about this, what are we going to talk about?
Right.
And for him to be a ball player and do that, and just to meet in that way, and then to double down on the fact that the older you get, or once you get more involved in it, that's why Flea is big on, oh no, next year, you're not going to tell me you don't know who's in the draft coming out of college anymore. I don't want to hear that. And it took even more of a serious tone now because of this. This was a showcase for these kids going to college, on their way to college. It took another level, man. I'm not going to lie to you. Just to see it in person and for him to say, No, this is a one-day showcase where the scouts come out and they see the best. And it's like, oh, this could change their life.
Fabian, you got to
That's
understand.
crazy.
Fabian, you got to understand something, right? And I just, real quick, this ain't about me, but this is just about what you're saying, right? I don't know if there's a city game. There's a city classic game that goes on every year, right? And in 2005, I participated in it. But the pool of players starts with like 500 guys, bro. And we go to Hostos Community College, and you just play pickup every day. And Tom Konchowski, rest in peace, Tom Konchowski, was the organizer of the tournament. And every day he made cuts, right, with the guidance of the coaches that he put in place. And you had to go hard to make this team. And it was 2 teams, and it was 1 game. And the 1 game was played at John Jay, and it was called the city game. But it gave guys the opportunity who, like I've told y'all before, had some D1 looks, but undersized, wasn't really gonna get that full ride to go D1. But now you bring in D2, D3, JUCO, 2-year. You bring all these guys in, and you have, like y'all said, a showcase for guys to play. I was able to garner my Division II scholarship because of that city game.
Nice.
So what I'm saying is that these showcases be important. They change kids' lives. To be transparent with y'all, the 2 weeks prior to me playing in that city game, I was playing in the tryouts every day, coming from Queens to the Bronx and Hostos to participate in the tryouts. But for 2 weeks, I was crying my eyes out every night because I was a senior and I had no Division I scholarship offers. And every night I would cry myself to sleep because I didn't have these looks to get an opportunity to play in that city game against some of the other teams that got overlooked. We all got scholarships that night. After that game, coaches will walk up to you. I'm standing there with my pops, and he's talking to me, you had a good game, and they will walk up to you and say, yo, let me holler at you. And they, where you going to school? What you got going on? How are your grades? Where did you go? So, again, not about me, but about how important these showcases are, man. So I was just really happy that y'all was there, and Kenny Anderson got some really good shit going on, man.
Man, that's an ill story, and it's guys like us, man, that we gotta promote things like this and help out as much as possible, because once again, nowadays, young men and women think it's only D1. You know how many ballers made it to the league professionally, whether it's NBA, WNBA, or overseas, from D2, D3, or JUCO, or 2-year colleges?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, our brother need all the support we can give him, because once again, the bigger we can make this thing, the more we can help out. And that's all I'm about, is showing love and helping out. If it can get fully, let's say your daughters grow up and they want to play ball.
Yep.
They got a showcase they can go to. I got a son.
Yep.
Fabian got kids. Anybody's on the chat. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Like this.
Yeah. So for me, it's bigger than basketball, but I'm gonna leave it on this note. Great brother. Like I said, man, it's crazy, man, when you chop it up with somebody that's that legendary and they don't carry themselves like that. Just very humble and just down to earth. And at the end of the day, he's one of us, just a human being. And it was ill, man. It was ill, man. Word. Big shout out Kenny Anderson. Big shout out to his guy, Kenneth. I forgot his last name, who put everything together for him.
Okay.
Wonderful job. Yeah, so big shout out to him as well. But gotta shout out Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And say the school again, Faye? Socastee. High School. Damn. Gotta give a shout out to them.
Whichever one sounds more strange is probably the better way to pronounce it. Sakosti, whatever. But that's
I'm about to play the video real quick that we made so that we get the right.
Yeah. Let me see that before I run. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, put it on the screen. He posted on his from his Instagram.
Well, put it on the screen, but Fleet, next year It's gonna be big and better. We got to do all we can, and all of us gonna be down there. And we gonna make
Oh,
that
but
thing lit.
I'm not missing that. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not missing that. We rolling. We going.
AllBall a butcher of names. That's a fact.
AllBall a butcher Sahara. He gonna butcher whatever. Like
My motto: they scared, but I'm not. Listen, we at the first annual Kenny Anderson Showcase down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at the legendary Socrates High School. Listen, man, this is one in many. We need everybody to support, show love. Once again, the first annual Kenny Anderson Showcase. Listen, man, this is going to be legendary. We're down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Listen, man, the legend is doing great things for the youth. And year after year, it's going to get bigger and bigger. So we need all of y'all support. Once again, big shout out, the legend, Kenny Anderson, Queens own, New York City's own, first showcase down here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at the legendary Socrates High School. AllBall suckers.
Let's get it right. Stockisty.
before
Can you
you
hear
go,
me?
before you go, me and Fabian had a conversation last night, and 10 minutes of that conversation was strictly about you. Your MC skills, who you are as a person.
Don't make me blush.
No. I don't
Too
want
late.
to do that. Let me get off. Let me get off. Your MC skills, who you are as a person, what you have built, how you have brought us all together. OG, we salute you, bro. We salute you. You're doing some shit right now that needs to be applauded on a regular basis. This don't happen without you. So before you ran, I wanted to tell you, yes, master of ceremony. You do this shit.
Y'all my dudes, man. Hold
on, my brother. I gotta double down. Thank you for pointing that out. Listen, it's been a couple of years now, 3-4 years already. We've been working on this, and for me, like I always say, it takes a pure talent to do what you're doing. Even that right there, you got to understand that was done in, I think, in maybe 1 or 2 shots. I don't even know because we were all over the place. But that's what you do off the hip. That's how you shoot. Again, that's a gift. And it's the gift that connected all of us, bro. It connected us to Kenny Anderson. Connected me to Flea right now. Like I have to think it out loud, say it out loud to really appreciate it too. Because sometimes, we've been younger and we were egotistical and very forgetful and very ungrateful. But I'm totally grateful, man. I'm totally grateful for meeting everybody. Flea on the screen, cursing me out every day. I love it. AllBall just here, starting some shit, and also really starting some shit. Like this is the voice. We got to keep it 1,000. That's the bridge. It's the bridge. It's. I don't want to put too much pressure on you, but
no. That's all good. It's all good.
Bro, look what it's done so far, and us just being consistent and getting at it, talking every day. But a big part of this is just your voice and master of ceremonies. You hit it on the nose, man.
1,000.
I just gotta say, appreciate y'all guys, man. Appreciate everybody. From the beginning, I've always said I've never wanted to do this by myself. If I could find some brothers that I could just link with and vibe and come on, man, just happen to be y'all too. I wouldn't trade y'all for the world. But I couldn't do this without y'all. And I don't want to do it without y'all. But thank you. Real talk, man. Because what we always say, we got to give ourselves props because ain't nobody else going to do it for us.
Ain't nobody going.
And I ain't complaining about it. But I got to give a big shout out to the chat, to everybody that, always shows up when we jump on these lives. Everybody that supports, man, the subscribers, just everybody. We are 3 of the most genuine people y'all will ever meet. And there's real love here. So real talk, man. I'm shy, but I'm very humble, and I want to say thank you. Real talk, man, because that was dope, man. I appreciate y'all. Real talk.
Absolutely, OG. You know that.
Yeah.
And the Aussie from down under in pure Robert Paulson fashion, AB, you're a legend, my man. Are we getting some donuts? Yeah, but hold on. Don't give him too much props. Are we getting some donuts with this glaze? Seriously. All 3 of you are top tier people. Forget hoops. I listen to you talk migratory patterns of pelicans with y'all. Oh, so that was another compliment too. I just saw the glaze. RP,
RP.
You and Fish, in all seriousness, now that we're on this, you guys make us like when Flea jumped on here and said, "Yo, man, y'all too calm, man. What the hell is that?"
Yeah.
All that is human. We don't all that like we like Gilbert Arenas because it's kind of human, but we see he goes crazy. We don't like the boring stuff. You see, we're gonna talk basketball. We don't care if we're wrong. We're wrong. We're wrong. We're gonna prove us wrong. But if we're right, give us our damn props because we're gonna make sure to take it. And we love the fact that y'all show up and just y'all make this fun, man. Y'all really make this shit fun. It's crazy. He said I originally came for Dom, but stayed for y'all. Oh, well, listen, don't.
Big shout
Big
out,
shout out, Dom. Our brother for life. Big shout out, Dom Dropper, always.
For real.
Yeah, man. Dom is the West Coast timing and everything. We got to get that schedule down packed. But RP, seriously, man, you are hilarious. You better start writing some jokes for cartoons. You are crazy, bro. You really keep this going, man. Real quick, we did talk about. We got a couple minutes AllBall.
Yeah, well, no,
We signed.
go ahead.
Yeah, we just a reaction to we signed Kevin McCullar. He was a second round pick, and he's the 56th pick. I thought Bronny James was the 55th in the last pick, but McCullar was a 56th pick. He signed a 2-way contract with the Knicks.
Raymond.
Huh?
There's 60 picks in the draft. You thought Bronny was the last pick?
No, the way they make it seem like I thought that.
You, OG.
The way they make it seem like was like I thought there were more picks, and the way it was like he's the last pick in the draft. And I'm like, oh damn, I didn't know that.
Y'all find some shit.
All I'm gonna say.
No, he's not last.
All I'm gonna say is this before I run. Bryce James doesn't start for his high school. And in Peach, whatever tournament, he averaged 6. But he's the next one, right? Y'all have a great afternoon. I enjoy the glazing. Never stop glazing.
I'll call you later. I will call you later.
Hold on, never stop glazing is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yo, we're officially ending pause. We got AllBall to say never stop glazing. That was wild.
Listen.
Oh, he doesn't even know what he's saying.
I know what I'm saying. Because
okay.
If we don't get the glaze from our people, where we gonna get it from? Let's just keep going on. Listen, everybody in the chat, follow us on all platforms. Are We Live Flea, AllBall TV, Fabian Perspective, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Follow all our platforms, man. But listen, I gotta run. My brothers love y'all to death.
Love you, OG.
I'll see y'all later, man. I'll see y'all when the show's
later,
over.
man.
We're gonna chop it up.
See y'all day. See y'all later. Yo, so Flea, real quick, we got McCullar signing a 2-way deal. He was a 56 pick. Thanks for correcting me. According to Hoops Hype, he has a 2-way contract with the Knicks. McCullar earned all Big 12 first-team honors this past season at Kansas. He was also named to the Big 12 All-Defensive Team and earned all Big 12 third-team honors in 2023. That's Kevin McCullar. Hopefully, I pronounced your name correctly. For me, I'm very excited to hear something like that, Flea, because you got, again, as much as I defend myself with NBA knowledge and whatever that I know, now that I'm dipping into this bag, that's the first thing that I look at. All Big 12 this, all defensive that. Oh, yeah, let me see more of that guy. The 18-year-old kid Pacome out there, I don't know if he's ready yet. This guy seems to be a little more ready. I don't know if you got to watch him. He looks a little more polished.
Well, he's a 6'6" big body kid, right? He's got a nice NBA body. He's got some size, could play the wing. 4-year player. So he's an older guy, right? Meaning, there'll probably be some teaching that needs to be done, but he knows how to play basketball. You know how important it is for me. Know how to play the game of basketball. Spent his entire career in the Big 12. So he started at Texas Tech, finished at Kansas, I believe.
He's at Kansas.
Right. So I'm another guy that I don't think Bill Self gets enough credit on the type of pros that he produces. He produces some really decent pros. There's some pros that don't pan out for him. There's plenty of coaches that happen, but I think he needs to get a little more credit on some of the pros that he's helped produce. And if McCullar is anything like some of the most recent pros that Self has been a part of, then I'm encouraged by this kid. 18 points a game, played 26 games last year. We'll see. I don't know.
This is why another reason why the DeAndre Ayton trade or speculation does not move me whatsoever, because if there's anybody we need to add, it has to be a veteran, because of guys like this on the team that just have. We've seen the Kevin Knox thing, right? Just to use him as an example, no disrespect, Kevin Knox, he's gotten better at shooting and everything. But when I look at his college career, I don't see no all defensive nothing. So the potential that we were going by is a lot of potential that, to your point, does he know how to play basketball? So when you say that, it's different. And with this kid, he looks like he does. Yeah. And when you know how to move defensively, especially when they're ushering you in or training you to be a part of this NBA zone defense and all that, can you pack the line with Tibbs and move around like that, be the low tag, high tag, whatever the hell position you're going to play on the court? I'm hoping to see this kid in preseason, at least him and the Hawk Purdy kid. They both got 2-way contracts, so I want to see this, man. I want to see, like you said, the first thing I thought about when you said 4-year player is D Wade. When he came out, I was like 22 years old. Wow, 2 triple doubles in the NBA NCAA tournament, if I'm not mistaken, and that really put him out there. Then when he was drafted
to the Final Four, yeah.
Marquette. Then when he was drafted to the Heat, I watched D Wade's whole rookie season. He was busting Tony Parker's ass. He busted everybody's ass. That's when people bring his name up. I'm like, bro, I knew he was gonna be great from the first month. He looked to me, he was like baby LeBron.
And Fabe, if you remember that rookie season, Stan Van Gundy had him playing point guard. So
of course.
Dwayne Wade was a point guard, right?
I just said he was busting Tony Parker's ass. He crossed up Baron Davis.
Kill Baron. Kill you. Yeah.
He was giving them the business. So I'm not saying McCullar is D Wade, y'all, but come on now.
I ain't even go there because I knew he wasn't going there. I got you.
Right. But that's another reason why we say Kobe Bryant was a real 17-year-old.
Yes.
Those college years he spent in the league.
Yes.
D Wade, grown man more or less in the league, had a child already by the time he made it to the league. Little different level of maturity. And he didn't, LeBron didn't go to college, but he wasn't really a true 17-year-old. Kobe was a real 17-year-old. There got to be a different mindset with a 22-year-old, 4 years in college. I haven't finished reading Grant Hill's book yet. You might hear me say that for another month. But the way he talks about college.
But when you're done, we will know. Go ahead.
Yes. The way he talks about college, the way Paul Pierce talked about, speaking of Kansas, walking into that court, the stadium, and he was like, yo, when I saw those bright lights, I saw how big the stadium was. I couldn't wait to perform.
I belong here. Yeah.
I belong here. The fact that Grant Hill was like, yo, I was a timid kid that went from not being able to show my personality off. Now I can speak in front of the public. Christian Laettner was the superstar. I kind of was hiding behind him. Certain people pushed him like, bro, stop putting your back to the basket. When you dribble, don't turn your back to the basket, bro. Face up. You could crack all these dudes. That 1-4 flat, he was basically the spread offense. He was basically running at Duke. All this confidence instilled in him, 17, 18, 19, 20 years old. It means something, man. It just does.
If you guys didn't hear, Fabian used the word tag. He used the word spread offense. If y'all guys are not paying attention to the growth and evolution of this self-proclaimed pundit that I'm on this great show with, if y'all are not paying attention to what my brother is doing, he's working, y'all. He's working. I love it. I love it.
I thought you were more impressed with pack the line defense, but I was trying to make sure. I thought you were looking the way you were going to peep that. I was trying to fast forward that. But the fact that that's what you mean when you say you're going to learn college, bro. I don't want to hear that anymore, because that's why I'm big on, as much as I don't know about college ball, I'm very big on John Beilein being this totally underrated coach who was able to transition his defensive style to the zone defense from 20 years ago, which was, man defense. And just the fact that, hey, if I'm learning this at 41, these kids got to learn it at 17. And McCullar had to learn it at 17 years old. He went to different schools, ended up in Kansas with Bill Self. All these things have to matter, especially when Kansas is that stadium you play in front of. Then you come to the Garden, you're going to be a little bit less fearful. If you all this guy, all Pac-12 defensive team, and you're coming to the Garden under Tibbs, I'm not as excited as the Kolick, the Tycho thing, because Tycho's going to give us more. He's the pizzazz out there. But for me, I'm a defensive guy always. If I see you rotating a certain way, if I see you impacting the defense like that, you haven't heard me before. I always big up Iman Shumpert's rookie season with us before he hurt his knee. I couldn't believe what he looked like. He was insane, in my opinion. He was on his way to a bunch of all defensive teams, possibly an all defensive player of the year candidate. He was amazing his rookie season. Is McCullar that? Yeah, it's more to be revealed. 56 pick. We know how that works out. Everyone's talked about that ad nauseum in this summer. But that's part of the reason why, Deandre and Cam come here. We got too many projects to work on over here. He would be another one. And I'm looking forward to seeing this kid pan out.
I'm locked in. I'm ready to see what we look like in preseason.
I need a Bochinche segment. You have like 15 minutes?
I don't.
You can go.
Goodbye, chat. Goodbye,
Be free, everybody.
I'll talk to you soon. Don't get too much Bochinche without me, though. You know this is my favorite segment.
You're not even gonna like it actually you will, because we're gonna flame him. But hold on, real quick.
I don't want to talk about him.
All right, don't talk about him. Real quick. Is Draymond talking about Steve Kerr, right? 2 minutes on. Is Steve Kerr actually is he diabolical or is he a dummy? Is what he's doing crazy, or is he really like trying to, play mind game, Jedi mind tricks on with Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum?
I will leave with this. You have an assortment of the best of the best players. You have to find the best lineups. You have to find the best chemistry. You have to do all of this in a condensed amount of time. You don't have a 2-week training camp to do any of this. You don't have pre-existing relationships with all of your players. You're bringing in guys that you've never coached. You've never had any personal relationship with. Like, this role that he has, and anybody that has had the role as the head coach of the USA team, it's hard. It's not an easy job. So if you can do everything you can to win a gold medal, you do that. But you don't start getting into who's playing and who's not. I've never, in all my years of watching the Olympics, I have never heard any discussion around who's playing and who's not. I've never seen this before in my life. And we've had this level of media coverage for the last couple of Olympics. I've never seen anybody cover the Olympics the way they're being covered now in terms of USA basketball, men's USA basketball. I've never seen it covered like this. So it's weird to me that we even having these conversations about lineups, about who's playing, who's not, how many minutes, what Jason Tatum deserves to play. What are we talking about? All of this is the best of the best. Some will play more than others. It just is what it is. The goal is to bring the gold medal back home and continue to let people know that we are the best at this. That is the goal. Draymond Green, get off of your head coach's meat. That's your head coach. That's your head coach. He's coached you to 4. He's the one who strategically puts you in a position to be successful. You gotta shut the hell up. I will leave y'all with that.
Yes or no? Is he trying to go to the Lakers? He got jumped out of there. Listen, man. Robert Paulson with the classic. Just classic as usual. And if you don't follow Robert Paulson on Twitter, there he is right there. The Aussie himself, Adam Howard. Dude really wants to go to the Lakers. Well, why did Robert Paulson say that? Because Draymond is a lunatic.
No one's looking at the minutes like, oh, this guy played less. Like I said to JT, no, when you win a gold medal, no one cares who scored the points. No one cares who played the minute. Did you win a gold medal or did you not? That's what it boils down to. Did you win a gold medal? Did you not? However, you don't not play Jason Tatum. That man just won NBA championship, cover of NBA 2K, cover of Sports Illustrated saying cheers. Just signed the biggest contract in NBA history. Oh, and by the way, your reward is sit down and don't play in the first Olympic game. Now, if you watched the exhibition games, JT didn't play well in the exhibition game. I don't care. Like, it actually doesn't matter. And so I was a little taken back by that. Like, in 2021, when we won the 2020 Olympics, but it was in 2021 for those that forgot, pandemic pushed it back a year, 2020 Olympics. Our team, our offense was built around Jason Tatum and Kevin Durant. And it was almost kind of set up as though like KD was passing the torch to JT to now take it because at the time, I don't think Kevin's mind was set on Paris. I don't think really anyone was looking to Paris. You're coming out of a pandemic. No one's really even thinking about it. Like, but I think that was kind of this like foregone conclusion or thought that like, yeah, like he's passing the torch to JT. And then JT come out and not play. I couldn't believe that. But in not playing him, it was wrong. We all know it was wrong. He should play. He didn't, but he should have played.
He doesn't explain why he's wrong. I don't. It's wrong just because he was, in the MVP, played in the finals or whatever it is. This rite of passage that he may or may not have earned. Is Jason Tatum better than Kevin Durant right now? Yeah, maybe. I think Steve Kerr just announced that Kevin Durant won't be starting for the rest of the Olympics because Kevin Durant didn't start with them from the beginning of the Olympics, and start meaning because of injury or whatever it was. It lends itself to believe that Robert Paulson is correct, man. Like, he's trying to get his way to the Lakers. Draymond Green is not slick, man. Like, that's his problem. You're not slick enough, bro. We don't believe anything you say. It's just so unfortunate that he kisses LeBron's ass the way that he does. Because you know what's funny to me? I bet you, let's put money on it. Put money on it. If he gets a call from LeBron James out of nowhere, would any of you guys be surprised if he goes, yo, man, I thought about it. I got a call from the big homie, and I get it now. I understand why Tatum didn't play. If this was LeBron's idea, he wouldn't say this. Let's keep it 1,000. He wouldn't say it if it was LeBron's idea. You just wouldn't. You don't even go against LeBron. But for some reason, you go a million. You got all the loyalty in the world for a guy who's not your teammate. He took one of your rings because you couldn't keep it all together, right? But Curry is your enemy. You snuffed your teammate. He still kind of held you down. He held you down as much as possible until he said, yeah, you need therapy or whatever it was. And he was still lying for you. They all lied for you. This guy has no loyalty. He's disrespectful, man. He showed you where his loyalty is like because he makes money with Clutch. It's disgusting. And I can't make it personal. I don't know him. His friends will tell you he's loyal though. Like, I don't care, bro. He operates his podcast the same way he plays on a basketball court. He's a dirty player and he's a dirty podcaster. He's a dirty little podcaster. He really thinks he's 50 Cent. That's the other thing. There's a big difference when we talk about like trying to be tough. Like, you haven't really been tested like that. In all sincerity, I wish, like, if people won't think I won't say it to, like, I don't even want to test how tough I am in front of Draymond. Like, am I willing to get kicked in the face by Draymond? Like, why doesn't Kendrick Perkins is the only one who really comes at him? The only one. It's nasty what he does. Do you want to get Steve Kerr fired? You could tell with the way he says certain things, he knows it's going to go viral. He's tempting to go viral. He's just disgusting, man. Like, this stuff is nasty to me, bro. It's just, like, really nasty. See, in this era, we use the word nasty and you know, that's a nasty word. It's turned into, like, overused. Back in the day, when you used to call somebody nasty, it really meant nasty. Like, you would, ill. Stay away from them. It's just not the person. Look what we did with Kevin Durant. And I'm not even a big fan of Kevin Durant after what he did at Golden State. You just don't do that, man. He's your coach. You know what that means when you criticize him? I'm just keeping it real. You don't keep it real about LeBron? I can't believe it, man. You talk about glazing. He's the ultimate LeBron glazer. I don't know who's a bigger glazer than him. And I'm not sure if he's the mouthpiece for LeBron in this, but you know, I'm pretty sure LeBron would have told him to calm down with all that. They still got to play games over there. And I'm also not sure if Steve Kerr is really playing mind games with these guys. Yo, Kevin Durant, we're going to bench you for the rest of the Olympics. And, hey, Tatum, you know, let's start some rift between you and your teammates. And I don't know. This could be true. Kobe Bryant, I got to look this up for y'all because y'all think I'm joking. Kobe Bryant tried to start a beef between Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant. All right? Kobe Bryant once used a diabolical strategy to escalate Russell Westbrook's beef with Kevin Durant. Kobe Bryant reportedly stoked Russell Westbrook's feud with Kevin Durant while playing with the former on Team USA. Adrian Wojnarowski revealed the strategy the legend harnessed to increase the rift between the two when they were teammates in Oklahoma City. It was pretty clear Westbrook was not too sad to see Kevin Durant leave in 2016 as the duo had repeatedly butt heads. The biggest factor in the rift that formed when the two men were teammates was the fact that they were engaged in a battle of egos to become the biggest star on the squad. But if the recent report is to be believed, they got a little bit of help from the one and only Kobe Bryant. Bryant was able to cement himself as the most legendary NBA players of all time, one of the most NBA players of all time. We're talking about a guy who wasn't shy about subjecting his own teammates to his own wrath if he felt the greatness. So on Woj's podcast, Wojnarowski said during the 2012 Summer Olympics, Kobe knew LeBron was coming. He knew LeBron was going to win championships and maybe take his mantle as the best player in the game if he hadn't already. But he would mess with LeBron with different mind games. By the time they got to 2012, LeBron had already won the championship in Miami. At that point, Kobe used Team USA. He was more worried about those guys in Oklahoma City, and he would try to get Westbrook. Kobe would tell Westbrook, why do you keep letting KD win those scoring titles? You should be winning the scoring title. He would get that in Westbrook's head to try to send him back to Oklahoma City to create a friction just for a little edge to keep the Lakers out front. Based on how things ultimately played out between Westbrook and Durant, it seems like Bryant did something right. So I don't think this is foreign to us. It is diabolical. I don't know if I would have done it. I don't know if Michael Jordan would have done it. Like, I don't know if these guys, some of these guys are really just, we talk about having an edge to them. And he would have to go through them out west. He eventually got swept by the Mavericks in 2011 after they went on their 3-year run. In order to come back, I mean, Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant were just, they looked like the next best team. They looked like a super team that was organic, like the Spurs a little bit. Spurs are not going to be considered a super team, but I digress. It can't be far-fetched to see, Steve Kerr trying any of these antics. We got to remember, Steve Kerr was, come on, man, Phil Jackson coached them. He ain't playing these games. And I think Draymond recognizes that he plays mind games also. He's not trying to intimidate you for no reason. He's trying to really get on your nerves. Draymond Green is really trying to get on your nerves. He's trying to look for an edge. He, with his fake apologies, comes back to the game. Draymond, listen, man, another diabolical dude. He's not in the league for no reason. Like, talent-wise, there's no way a guy without all those antics and being a part of that organization, I don't know if he's a starter in the league. You know, like, and I'm not just the only one that says that. Very political, and all this stuff is political. Politics is the sport of power, right? I'm not sure if Steve Kerr has wielded his power like that before, but Kobe allegedly has, and we know Draymond Green has, and we know LeBron does it in his own ways. So those are the two things that stood out to me with Draymond Green. You know, just calling out his coach like that, and knowing what those words are gonna do. You recorded that, it wasn't live, so you knew you were gonna air it, and you chose to air it anyway. Steve Kerr choosing to make these statements as well, knowing he's been in the limelight for way too long. Way too long. Steve Kerr was with the championship Bulls and then championship Warriors. Probably the two most popular teams in the last 35 years have been the Bulls and the Warriors, and Kerr was on both. He knows how this works, man. 4 o'clock. I did have this guy, Johnny. What's my guy's name? Johnny. I got Johnny's name. He's wild. 2 seconds. I'm gonna do it. Go to my history. And look up Johnny Arnett. I love his work. He was with the Spurs too. He saved the Spurs' asses that year that Dallas had a way better offense. Dallas was just amazing that season. Dirk Nowitzki was insane that season. But I just think that the Bulls and the Warriors were part of just a popular team. Sorry about that. Just a popular team that you played those media games with. You know, hiding Draymond being a lunatic and Rodman being a lunatic. Jordan, the Jordan factor, having to play behind him. All those things matter. And, you know, just Kerr just knows what's going on, man. He knows what he's doing by saying those words. And he knows what Draymond is doing. I can't wait to see him, if he does even respond to it. I doubt he responds to it. I wanna speaking of Draymond, it's a 15-minute video. So I want to get to the part where Tyson Chandler, that was crazy. These are the best defensive players of the years in the 2010s. And this guy makes a great case for every player that he chooses. It was Joakim Noah, like who won it and who deserved it. The one where Draymond deserved it over Kawhi Leonard. He said the other one was one of the biggest ones that he pointed out, which was insane, was Rudy Gobert.
Simply, no one as deserving as Green this season. In 2018, Rudy.
So he's gonna get ready for the 2000. This is 2018 when Rudy Gobert wins Defensive Player of the Year. Johnny Arnett breaks down who he thinks should have won the award, and when I tell you he broke it down. Just watch.
Gobert won his first of many DPOYs, but on this list, he loses the award to the former Pelicans star Anthony Davis. I gotta be real with you guys, and I'm not gonna mince words. This DPOY selection was the most egregious I have ever seen. Period, point blank. It's not because Gobert isn't an all-time great rim protector, because he certainly is, but it's because he only played a measly 56 games out of the 82-game regular season. The only season where a DPOY played less was Alonzo Mourning in 1999, and it was literally impossible for him to play as many games as Gobert because it was a lockout-shortened 50-game season. The guy they voted as the runner-up was Joel Embiid, who only played 63 games that season. Both of those players would be ineligible by modern-day rules. For me, Anthony Davis was the most deserving candidate. He played 75 games that season, which is a rare miracle by his standards. Davis led the league in defensive win shares and blocks per game at 2.6, and he was 15th in the entire league in steals per game at 1.5. Sure, Gobert had a better defensive rating than AD, and you could even say that he was the better rim protector if you want. But did his value make up for the 20-game gap between him and Davis? Personally, I have no idea what the voters were thinking this season. In 2019, Rudy...
Then he goes on to compare, I think, Giannis and Embiid just playing a less amount of games the following season. And if you use the modern day rules where you have to play 65 games, Kawhi Leonard doesn't get one of those Defensive Player of the Year awards that he won. Rudy Gobert doesn't get one of his awards, and it gives credence to the rules, man. You got to play these games because if you're missing, Rudy Gobert played 56 games, the second lowest ever. Alonzo Mourning has the most amount of games, the least amount of games played for a Defensive Player of the Year, only because they had a strike shortened season. Rudy Gobert played 56 games. You're missing 26 games. Somebody else played 20 more games than you and affected 20 more games than you at a high level. And they had a higher defensive net rating or whatever it was. You had, if I'm not mistaken, did they have Drew Holiday still? Or was Drew Holiday with the Pelicans? Or did he go to Milwaukee yet? I think Drew Holiday was on the Pelicans. So that would have been tough. Utah had a couple of pieces. I don't know if Rudy Gay got there yet. Mike Conley was there. They had a couple of guys that could D up. But he was the anchor. But it's 56 games, and he only went with two guys in this era so far that fell in line with my theory that a lot of these Defensive Player of the Years, the last 4 or 5 years, have been frauds. So far, he proved me right with that one. With AD, he should have beaten out Rudy Gobert that season. And he goes on to say that Rudy Gobert should have won the following season. But I don't think he's going to get any more after that. I hope he continues on with that series. And that's Johnny Arnett on YouTube, man. His channel was dope. He broke down the year for Jordan for the 88 season for Defensive Player of the Year. Did he deserve it? You go find out if he did, if he felt that way. Me personally, I feel like Akeem Olajuwon was left out of a lot of the Defensive Player of the Years in the late 80s and early 90s. Robert Paulson will get mad about that. But hey, it happens, Robert Paulson. Johnny Arnett's one of my favorite YouTubers right now, man. He's amazing. He's amazing. So you know what time it is, baby. Fabian Perspective. I hope y'all can hear the drop, man. You know we were joined with
Big Flea, never the little one.
AllBall suckers.
You know Akeem didn't get one vote the year before. Yeah, I saw that. But ever since he came to the league, they were a top team. They were a top defensive team. It was like 10 straight years of like top 10 or top 5 Defensive Player of the Year, top 10 defensive rating. And the year that they won, they were like 10th. And it was weird, but they started off that season. I know 95, they started off like winning 16 games in a row. But in 94 or 93, the 93 Rockets, I want to say they started winning 16 games in a row. So it was weird that they fell off. That the Rockets are a weird team. They were the ones shooting 3-pointers before everybody else. They shot the most 3-pointers in history at that time. They didn't have a second All-NBA guy, second superstar next to Akeem Olajuwon, right? And they're the lowest ranked team to win the finals. What Hakeem did was crazy. Of course, Jordan wasn't there. The Bulls weren't right. They played the Bulls tough every time out. When he became right, he was big Jordan to me. He was big Jordan. But man, Faye, in your opinion, who's the greatest defender ever? Hakeem Olajuwon. You know, Bill Russell's going to be the god, 1960s and all that, but Hakeem Olajuwon was different, bro. Like what AD does now, he's AD with a motor. You know, Kevin Garnett with a motor. He's blocking shots. He's getting out there on the perimeter, shifty. Who's the second best defender? Robert Horry? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's tough. Mad Max is out there being pesky. Clyde was older when he got there. Horry was tough defensively, too. Don't get it twisted. He was a spider out there. Otisthorpe was tough. But Hakeem, you know, they didn't have Plastic Man out there. That would have been crazy if they got Stacey Augmon or something like that. Or a Mookie Blaylock. Imagine if the Rockets would have got Mookie Blaylock. That would have been crazy. Mario Ellie, Uptown's own. I don't know if Ellie was you know what I'm saying? Like an all defensive guy. Even Karl Malone, you know, he's a little bit polarizing in this day and age, but he gets a name for himself. All his defensive efforts that he put in, he would be a crazy stretch five in this era. You know, tough as nails. And Hakeem was tough. That was the thing about him. He was just tough, bro. Agile. You know, we talk about his athleticism, but he was just his instinct for the game, playing against David Robinson. I think that's what separates, you know, the GOATs. They have that notch, that tick. We talked about Tim Duncan earlier. He's another guy. He just has that tick. He's going to do what it takes, and he's not scared. Not scared of nobody. You would have thought Tim Duncan being so quiet, he would have been, but he wasn't. The most respect, I started respecting Tim Duncan when Kevin Garnett was talking to him crazy, and Tim Duncan just looked at him like, man, get out of here, bro. Had the ball in his hand, like, man, keep it pushing. Seen that live on League Pass. Shout out to Ryan, man. We watched it in the basement. Rap City. But Hakeem he may not have had, I think what takes away from him being the greatest, like everybody's top five, is that Hakeem did not come in the league polished offensively. I think he started playing at 16 years old. Yeah, Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing came into the game more polished offensively. Two-way player. That Georgetown, remember, Patrick Ewing, Lonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo. There's another big man I'm missing from Georgetown, that John Thompson coach, but yeah, Hakeem was different, bro. He was different. He was graceful. They should have traded for Sprewell or somebody like that on the defensive end. And again, I always mention this, but they almost got traded. Him and Robert Horry almost got traded, and a snowstorm happened, and something took place, and then the owner got in contact with Hakeem, and they worked it out. I forgot who the trade would have been for. I gotta look that up. Let's look that up. Ooh, what team? Before I get out of here, what team did Hakeem almost get traded? I want to say Phoenix. Completed a sign and trade. Hakeem Olajuwon almost left the Houston Rockets. I think I always revisit this article too. Olajuwon been on the Rockets before clashing with team owner Charlie Thomas. There you go. That year, the Dream wanted out of the Space City. The conflict began in '92. The Rockets suspended Olajuwon for refusing to play in a game against Sacramento due to injury. On the box score, the team put Olajuwon's status as DNP. But Olajuwon refused to suit up. Olajuwon was trying to renegotiate his contract. Olajuwon complained to the trainer that he felt pain in his left hamstring. The following day, Hakeem said that the leg got stiff and he could not play. The Rockets claimed that Olajuwon was faking. Rockets GM Steve Patterson said Olajuwon wanted a salary of $15 million by 95-96. Patterson claimed that Olajuwon said he was going to do what he had to do after his latest demand. Oh, shit. Hakeem without the H was wild. Hakeem without the H was not a dream. Was not a dream. He was a nightmare. The Dream, meanwhile, denied the accusations. He said that he has been discussing the contract. I don't know. To tell you the truth, they were attempting to ruin my reputation and blame me. Wow. They're saying I'm making demands. Plane ride. Oh, the plane ride that saved the Rockets. The suspension started a fall off that almost ended in Olajuwon's camp taking the Rockets to court. On the basketball side, there were reports that the Miami Heat were considering trading Ronnie Cycli, Glenn Rice, Steve Smith for Olajuwon. Wow. Things changed for the better when the Rockets flew to Tokyo after their season opener. During that 14-hour trip, Olajuwon was seated next to Rockets owner Charlie Thomas. There you go. During previous months, the two had engaged in back and forth of harsh words. They got a chance to talk and iron out their differences. Look at that. Charlie and I used to be close, but things broke down last year. What we did on the plane was maybe take a step towards trying to reestablish a relationship. That turned out to be the turning point of the Rockets franchise. A happier Olajuwon won the MVP honors in '94 and led the Rockets to back-to-back titles. Who's this Shane guy? They're giving him props in the comments. Shane Gary Acerera. He wrote that in July 2023, but that's a very old rumor. Yeah, so Hakeem Olajuwon was almost traded to the Miami Heat. That would have been awful. They didn't know what they used to do back in the day. They were doing dumb shit. I'm out of here, y'all.
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
Deja un like comentario.
Y suscribe.